Battlefield 6 might actually destroy Call of Duty with this release. Let's discuss. How's it going, everyone? My name is Acinator, and I want to welcome you to the channel. And my god, we are so close to the Battlefield 6 multiplayer reveal trailer, and I could not be any more excited than, probably some of you guys watching this video to actually see the next Battlefield game. And it's been, kind of a weird, thing with Battlefield and, with Call of Duty for the past several years. We got 2042, that we've gotten several garbage releases of Call of Duty. And I feel like, if Battlefield 6 does really well, and I'm going to just talk about, what I mean in this video, but if Battlefield 6 does really well and sells twice as much copies as Call of Duty, we might actually see some good old competition here, back. It's like, reliving 2012, 2013 again at this point. But man, I just, I'm so excited for this game. Let's just dive in and discuss this. So for starters, as far as the trailer looks, and I know Call of Duty is really good at doing this, it's setting the tone, and quotations around Call of Duty for setting the tone. But Battlefield 6 has never really had any sort of goofy anime looking skins. It's never really had any weird animal skins. While Call of Duty, on the other hand, and I've seen this getting thrown around several times, from like Nero Cinema and a few other channels, that Call of Duty is turning into Fortnite's creepy uncle. And I just love that saying so much. But, that's his thing. I'm going to let him say that because, I've heard him say it first. But it's true. When we look at, Battlefield 6, this game just has modern realism all over the place. And as far as I know, I don't think, I really hope they don't do this, they don't add any sort of animal skins or just weird, wacky skins. Someone who's like myself, who wants to play a good FPS game, keep in mind, I personally don't care if there's weird and wacky skins inside a video game. It just breaks the immersion. Like, let's say if we put Beavis and Butthead into Call of Duty Black Ops 6, that it's just like, why? It's just like, it doesn't even fit it. It's just so annoying. Same thing with American Dad. It just doesn't look right in a video game setting. Now, that's just more of like a niche pick thing. I still play Call of Duty to this day, but it's just so ugly to look at, those cel-shaded, anime skins and a bunch of random garbage within that game. It's just all thrown into one thing. While Battlefield 6, on the other hand, is marketing super well, and this could be a leverage point for the FPS genre, because right now all we really have is Call of Duty. Sure, we see some other things like Splitgate 2, and I don't really know any other ones. I think that's it, to be honest with you. Like Splitgate 2, we have Halo right now, but I think Battlefield is really striking the mark home when it does come to realism. And I think this is what's setting this game apart from Call of Duty. Just no wacky bong guns, no wacky skins, no animal skins, just pure old-fashioned marketing of the era. Another thing I really want to emphasize too is Battlefield, as far as we know too, is not catering to casuals. They're going to be doing matchmaking the way it's supposed to be. I believe it's going to be ping-based. We really don't have too much information on this, but speaking from the past of other Battlefield games, it's going to be just ping-based, just connection-based. So yeah, if you want to have a sweaty game, you'll have one every now and again. If you want to just, lay back and chillax on a gaming chair, on your TV, or whatever the case may be, whatever you play on, it's gonna be there too. Not every single game is gonna be a sweat fest like Call of Duty CDL champion, bullshit, anything. It's just gonna be classic gaming where you can play with your friends to just have fun. I feel like that's where a lot of FPS games are going wrong now. There's really not a ton out there, but I feel like that's where Call of Duty is going wrong. They're trying to cater to everybody, and it's just not fun. While Battlefield 6, on the other hand, looks incredible. Like, every single, element is destructible. It's just, the gunplay is amazing. They're listening to fan feedback. They're having 2 playlists for the beta. One of them is going to be classic Battlefield. The other one's going to have all weapons unlocked for every single class. Now, personally, I don't really care. Personally, I prefer the latter just because I've been playing Call of Duty for so long. But honestly, I don't care either way. It's just the fact that they're listening to their fans. It's just going a long way, as opposed to Call of Duty, who hasn't even given us a sneak peek at the real skill-based matchmaking drama that's been going on over there. And overall, I'm just, really shocked that we're finally getting a brand new Battlefield after quite some time. Just the matchmaking is going to be fun. And did I mention, I'm 99% sure about this too, is it's going to be a server browser. So if you don't want to play public matches, you want to play on, I don't know, just naming off a random map here. If you want to play on Operation Metro, 24/7, for example, on Battlefield 6, you can. You don't have to stick to just Team Deathmatch or Conquest or Rush. You can just jump to and from servers, and I feel like that's also a great thing. And the Portal's coming back too. Now, to be honest, I wasn't really a big Portal fan, but I know there's custom, games, custom, stuff that you could do in that, increase the score limit, increase, XP gains or whatever the case may be. But that option is there still, so you can still enjoy Battlefield that way if you want to. And it's just, there's so much, stuff to talk about, but this video would be like 30 minutes long about how excited I am for this game, so I have to kind of keep it short and sweet, that there's going to be some competition out there. And as far as pre-orders go, always keep your expectations to a low every single time a new video game comes out. I feel like that's what we have to do now as a community. We always have to keep our expectations low. Hell, I saw the Season 5 roadmap for Call of Duty Trash Ops 6, and all we're getting is a new field upgrade and a brand new zombies map. Like, that's just, dude, that's just so frustrating to the point where it's like, how are you not going to introduce a brand new perk? Or how are you not going to introduce at least Gobblegums? It's just mind-blowing. Like, I was talking about this in some of the comments of other people's videos. It's like, the map has to be really good in order for that to be redeemable. Like, I can get maybe maybe no new perk, sure, but at least no Gobblegums. It's just like, why? Like, there's so many Gobblegums that we can choose from out there. There could be brand new Gobblegums. There could be reused ones, like we've seen in that poster image from that event, that we have more Gobblegums that we haven't still gotten from that preview picture. It's just like, add 4 Gobblegums in this DLC, add 4 Gobblegums to the last DLC, Season 6, and that's it, 8 more Gobblegums. But, no. And one more final thing that I really hope from Battlefield 6 is an amazing post-launch support. Now, I feel like this is more important than ever because games are switching, formulas to the live service formula where they just update the game as it goes. A lot of the stuff is going to be free DLC, and I'm all for it. I really do like, live service games where they update the game as they go. As long as they're working day one, not 100% perfect, but they don't have a ton of bugs and glitches or anything like that. But as long as the game's in a working condition, I can 100% live for a live service game. That means we get constant updates until the game dies. That means we get more content, free content, mind you. And overall, just, a much more healthier play base if this game does it right. So, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I just want to talk about how Battlefield 6 could actually destroy Call of Duty. We'll know more about it tomorrow. But I just want to say, if you guys did enjoy the video, please smash that thumbs up button. It greatly does help a lot here. And also, if you guys want to stay up to date, please subscribe down below if you guys want more. And this is Asinator signing off. Stay healthy, stay clean. Bye.